Hello, everyone. We are here with the one, the only Marshall Mintz, married to Debbie Hammett Smith. Now, Marshall, we are so excited that you have made the time to join us today. I know you've been very busy in retirement with your options and all these things that you're doing. And might I say, you look great. That's a great tie. I hope your wife approves of your outfit today. I can't believe you dress up even in Corona times.
I need to make it a special. Otherwise, it's kind of boring being stuck at home. We have nights we dress up in tuxedos, nights we dress up in our PJs, nights we don't dress up at all. But since I'm being interviewed with you, I thought it's best if I dress up fancy.
I love it. That sounds great. Totally my style. Now tell us something about Debbie. You know, she will never take an interview with us, but we want to know so much about her, especially now that she's turning 70. So let's just start with, how did you guys meet?
Long story. We go around the country touring and telling people the story of how we met. Mom's version is different than mine, but I must say, I feel like I'm the luckiest person in the world to have met and married your mother. You know, I'm a salesperson by nature. I built up a business, an office supply company, being a salesperson and going out in the field and knocking on doors and trying to get sales. Catching Debbie was the hardest sale ever. She wasn't at all interested in me, or at least that's what she pretended. I think deep down, perhaps she was interested in me, but she was playing hard to get. But by her playing hard to get, it made my juices boil. And I decided, I'm going to catch this woman. It was not easy. When I went to visit her once in New Jersey at her friend Simona's home, she didn't know I was coming. And I suggested to her that we go out to some disco and have some fun and smoke a little pot. But she thought I was creepy for even suggesting that. Can you believe how straight-laced your mother is? So in spite of my shortcomings and being short and somewhat bald, which she was not thrilled with, and a little bit overweight, I was able to catch her. The defining moment was when she came to Minneapolis in the middle of the winter. It was a very cold winter. She was staying with our friend, the Waxmans, Joel and Barbara Waxman, and she said something that showed that she didn't know that much about Judaism, because unfortunately she didn't have that strong of a Jewish education. She was very firmer than I am, but she was lacking in knowledge about Tanakh and Chumash and Gemara and things like that. So she said something that she thought would embarrass me because it showed that she didn't know her stuff very well. And I told her, Debbie, nothing you say can ever embarrass me. To me, I didn't care. I loved her dearly and still love her dearly. It's been 38 years. And we hope it will be many more years.
What is some of your favorite things that you two do together since Corona has started?
Well, we're in the bedroom a lot. You know, bedrooms and kitchens, they're good places for husbands and wives to be. But Mom's somewhat retired. When I retired, she decided she's not going to cook anymore. So I've taken up barbecuing. We bought some ribeye steaks at Costco and I put them on the grill. I also do chicken, but she doesn't eat my chicken because she says that too many times I go like this while I'm barbecuing, and she doesn't want my extra juices in her chicken.
What would you say is her favorite food?
Oh, that's a good question. I think ice cream for sure is her favorite food.
What is your favorite thing about Debbie?
She's a hottie, no question about it, but she is very bright, and I always wanted to marry a bright woman. I think that's very important. Very smart woman and very attractive woman. I really lucked out.
What do you think makes Debbie Mintz such a great mom?
Oh, well, I was out all the time building my empire, which I shared with her. She was at home with the kids. She was a very successful occupational therapist in New York. People loved her, but she gave up her profession to raise the kids. So she was always there to take you to school, to pick you up from school, to make you a hot dinner, and to pack your lunches for school. Not that you always ate them. Sometimes you came home and there was mold in the bags, but especially with Ilan, she really loves children and she loves giving to children. Even after she retired as an occupational therapist, before the pandemic, people from the neighborhood after she retired come kids that had kids with special needs that maybe needed some therapy, she would do her therapy with them and not charge anything. She has all sorts of obstacle courses and different OT devices in our basement, which we're going to schlep to Israel. She wants a separate room in our apartment in Israel just for her occupational stuff.
What is one new thing you learned about Debbie while you've been self-isolating during Corona?
I learned that she really, really likes to play games more than I ever imagined. And she's very knowledgeable about different words. She's reading a book right now about Scrabble and the champion Scrabble players. And it's not an easy book to read quickly. It's not fiction, but she's really loving reading it. It gives her new words. It gives her new ideas of how to win at Scrabble, and she likes that.
What have you done for her 70th birthday? Or what do you plan to do for her 70th birthday?
Bought a nice piece of jewelry for her, and I think she made me show it to her beforehand. She's actually the one that told me to buy it for her. She likes it because it's got 5 diamonds in it for the 5 children. And I showed it to her when she said, put it away and give it to me on my birthday. So now I've got to remember where I got to hope that our cleaning people didn't steal it.
Can you tell us one of your favorite stories? Could be from any time since you've known her, but one of your favorite stories with Debbie.
It really has to do with me, but she got a kick out of it, where when I first started courting Debbie, I came to New York and she put me up at the Zimmerlover's home, Alova Shalom, and he's a little bit heavy set. And so they gave me a room, and then I went to shul, and she didn't want me to make a big scene of things that I've come to see her. She'd want to keep it very hush-hush, but I went around telling people, hi, I'm Debbie's boyfriend. She didn't care for that too much. But I also went to Debbie and said, look, Debbie, look how much weight I've lost. I held out the suit, and I was swimming in it. And I was so proud of myself. Turns out later we figured out that I had put on Joe Zimmerlover's suit when I went to shul.
Is there anything you want to make sure you guys do now that she's 70 years old? I know you had mentioned before you want to get her to try some weed. Is that another goal for you in the coming years? Is there anything else you want to make sure she does to go out of her comfort zone?
Well, I think once the pandemic's over, we will travel. There are a few places she would like to travel. She is keen on having Pesach every year away from home. She doesn't want to do Pesach again. I'm not so keen on that because it costs a fortune. But she's talking about maybe Morocco, and God willing, Debbie and I, when we move to Israel, Mom wants to also have a place in the States. So we'll have a place hopefully in Florida as well. And God willing, perhaps Ariel and his family will make Aliyah, and perhaps Eliana and Michael will do the same.
And any bracha you'd like to give her for her birthday?
Just the standard bracha you give to girls. Yisimech Elohim Kesora Rivka Rocha Valeya. And then the Yivrechacha Hashem V'yishmerecha, Yo'er Hashem Panav Elacha V'yichanecha, Yisa Adonai Panav Elacha V'yasem Lach Shalom. And may this next year, 2021, see another marriage in our family and at least one, if not 2 extra babies.